اليوم راح نشوف هيدا الدرس هو إعادة لشرح درس counting ال objectives factorial of a natural number, cardinal of sets, types of draws. Factorial of a natural numbers. We should know the following properties. 0 factorial by notation it is 1, and 1 factorial equals 1, and so on. As you see, 2 factorial 2 times 1 equals 2. In general, n factorial you can write n times n minus 1 factorial, or n times n minus 1 n minus 2 factorial, and so on. Note that you may use the calculator to find any factorial, and we have to take care about the 3 times 4 factorial. It doesn't 12. We can't multiply 3 by 4 factorial. The thing that we have to do in this case, we find first 4 factorial, the answer multiplied by 3. Also 12 factorial and over 4 factorial, we can simplify 12 factorial and 4 factorial. Of sets. This set consists of A, B, C, D, E, 5, 7, 11, consists of 8 elements. So the cardinal of set is the number of the elements of the set. Now look at F. It consists of 4 elements, so the cardinal of F equals 4. The cardinal of G is 1, since it is a singleton set, consists of 1 element. Now the main points in this chapter, the types of draws. The students have to care the followings. First, what is the cardinal of the drawing set? For instance, set E, the cardinal, denote the cardinal of the set E by n, the number of elements of the set E. N should be finite. The number of elements of E in this chapter should always finite. The second main point that the students have to know, how many elements in this set. How many elements in this set in the first, and in the second, how many elements that are drawn from this set. How many elements drawn from this set, and denoted by P, the number of drawings, and the number of elements. P is the number of drawings from the set E. The third thing, or the third main point in this chapter, the type of draws. The first type is successive withdrawal. Look at the word successive, it is important. Successive and with order, and the third thing, draws with replacement. يعني هل عم بسحب وبرجع على الوعاء أو عم بسحب بدون ما رجع. فإذا the first type successive with replacement, repetition allowed in this case, and with order. The number of possible outcomes in this case is n power p, and we call the type of this draw p list. The second, successive without replacement. In the first we have successive with replacement, and the second successive without replacement. Now we have to take care the order. We have to take care the order of this experiment. And in this experiment, repetition in this case not allowed. the number of possible outcomes will be a n p n factorial n minus p factorial, and we call this experiment arrangement of p elements of E. P should less than or equal to n in this case. The third one, simultaneous draw without replacement. Here repetition also not allowed, but the difference from the step number 4, in step number 4 we have with order, and step number 5 without order. So simultaneous word is also important. Simultaneous word, that means without order, any order, and the repetition also not allowed. The number of possible outcomes is C and P, and we call combination. P also should less than or equal to n. It is a combination of P elements of E. P less than or equal to n in this case. So we have successive words, as we say in the previous. Successive, it is important word. The selection elements are drawn one after the other, one by one, with order. Simultaneous, the selection or the drawing of elements are done together at the same time in one hand. We have three main types of drawings of those selections. The following table summarizes the different types of those selections. The conclusion now. We have type of draws. We have three important types: successive with repetition, successive without repetition, and simultaneous also without repetition. And the first, successive with repetition with order, look at with order, successive without repetition. Simultaneous, any order doesn't matter. An element can be drawn several times. What do you mean by repetition? An element can be drawn several times. Repetition not allowed. An element is drawn only once. An element drawn only once. Simultaneous, also an element is drawn only once. Look at the number of possible choices, n power p. This one is called p list. Arrangement of p elements of E, combination of p elements of E. Special permutation. What do you mean by permutation? Permutation is also successive with order, the successive draws without replacement, repetition not allowed. In this case, we select all elements of the set. In this case, p equals to n. The number of possible outcomes, as you see, not a and p, it is a and n, which is equal n factorial n minus n factorial over 0 factorial, that means n factorial. It is an arrangement of all elements of E. We select all the elements of E without replacement and with order, with the word successive. P in this case equal to n. You may write, instead of a n, you may write n p n, which is a n equals n factorial n minus n factorial equals n factorial. Conclusion: we have to take care the number of elements of the set of selections which is n. You have to know what is the number of elements, and you have to know how many number of elements that selected from the set. What is P? You have to know the value of P, and you have to know third, the type of draws. Is it successive draws with replacement, which is n power p the possible outcomes, or is it successive draws without replacement, so the number of possible choices is a and p, or is it simultaneous draws without replacement with any order c and p, which is equal to n factorial over p factorial? Now in experiment number 4, we do the same as the preceding one. A box contains 3 white balls, 5 black balls, and 4 yellows, the same as the previous. In this question, we change the word successively and we replace it by simultaneously. 4 balls are drawn simultaneously, also without replacement. Question number 1. How many different ways can this draw be done? Let's see let's see the experiment. Now we have the same question. 5 black balls, 3 white and 4 yellows. But in this question we select randomly 4 balls randomly and in one hand, and we didn't see the balls. In one hand we select 4 balls like this one in one hand. We select randomly 4 balls by one hand, not one after the other. يعني عكشة واحدة، يعني امنهن عكشة واحدة simultaneously and without replacement. In how many different ways can this draw be done? Let's see N. It is 12. P is 4. Repetition not allowed. But the different in this question from the preceding, we have any order. يعني the student regardless the order, it doesn't matter. Any order. The difference from the preceding is any order. So the type of drawing now, it is a combination, not arrangement. It is a combination 4 out of 12 elements. 4 of 12 elements. So N is 12, P is 4, repetition not allowed, and any order. The possible outcomes, we apply the property C and P. N is 12, P is 4. We apply the property 12 factorial over 4 factorial, 12 minus 4 factorial. The answer is 495. Possible choices. Let's see the second question as the preceding, the same as the preceding question, the preceding problem. In how many different ways can 2 out of 4 balls is black? يعني 2 منهم، احنا بعدنا ساحبين 4 balls، بس شو الاحتمال انه يكون في عنا كم احتمال انه يطلع في 2 اسود بيناتهم؟ يعني we have 2 black out of 5, 2 black out of 5, and the other 2 may be yellow or white out of 7. 2 out of 5 لأنه البلاك هن 5 balls and the other 2 هن ممكن يكونوا yellow or white اللي هن 7 balls. 2 out of 7. So we get 2 out of 7. The possible choices is we have and. Look at and. We have to take care about this word and. And means times. 2 of 5 يعني C52 times C72. Sorry, C52 times C72. The answer is 10 times 21, 210. The last question, in how many different ways can 4 balls of same color? 4 balls may be black out of 5, or 4 balls may be yellow. Also, we can't take 4 white balls since the number of white balls is 3 less than 4. So we have 2 possible, 4 of 5 or not and, now or 4 yellow balls. The possible choices is C54 لأنه عدد الطابات الأسود 5، 4 ممكن يكونوا 5 ممكن يكونوا black و4 ممكن يكونوا yellow. Or يعني plus, which is 5 plus 1 equals 6